is Winnie, 19 years old, born and living with HIV. I'm a university student pursuing a bachelor's in counseling and guidance at Leisure University. I was born in the family of 4. Unfortunately, the others died of AIDS. I'm the only one who survived. When I lost my father, I was in kindergarten. Life became difficult for me and my mom. She was HIV positive too. She had to work hard for my school fees and take care of me. She was always so sickly that her sickness never reversed. A year later, after the death of my dad, my mom also died. Life became more difficult and impossible for me. I was taken to my paternal grandparents, where I've lived ever since. While at my grandparents' home, my paternal aunt offered to take care of me and look for my school fees. I was enrolled in Mildmay International, where I started on Septrin. In late 2002, I suffered from pneumonia and measles. It affected my immune system, where I was left with only 5 CD4 cells. I was then started on ARVs. I developed skin rashes. Students started becoming suspicious that I might be HIV positive. They started stigmatizing me. Some of them reached an extent of telling me that I was HIV positive. At home, they told me that I was taking the drugs because I had a heart problem. All this created confusion in my mind because I knew that I was suffering from a heart problem, and then they were saying that I was HIV positive. By the time I started the ARVs, they were very expensive, and my auntie couldn't just take it, so she went to UK to look for more money to pay my school fees and buy my drugs. After like 1 year, we got free ARVs from Mildmay International, so she only had to look for my school fees. While in UK, things didn't go well with her. She got sick and suffered from a memory loss. She was in coma for 1 year. When I heard that, I felt no hope for my life because I was not sure about my school fees. At home, I had my 2 cousins who always reminded me about my parents' death. They always told me that my parents died of HIV and I too will die of HIV. One of them told me that the whole village knew that I was HIV positive. They always told everyone who came home for a visit that I had HIV, I was going to die soon. Whenever I could hear about this, I could cry and losing hope in my life. My cousin sister once told me that I can never get a boyfriend as handsome as the one she has. She said all this as if she was joking, but in my heart I know that she meant everything she said. My auntie once told me that people in my community never wanted me alive. They wanted my guardians either to kill me or give me poison, because to them, I was a danger to society. To them, I looked like a threat to their boys. And when she told me all this, I felt like I'm not important in this world. I felt like I shouldn't live anymore. I wanted to die and go find my parents wherever they are. I deliberately stopped taking the ARVs because I had no hope for my life. I remember my relatives used to argue with me about the issue of taking drugs, but I never changed. My ideals was so poor, and they decided to take me to a counselor. When we went to the counselor, she told me that I was HIV positive, and this was not a good experience for me. Things became more difficult because I thought that when one is HIV positive, the next step is death. While at Mildmay, I met other young positives like me. This made me realize that I was not alone in this AIDS world. It also motivated me to take my drugs well and not to have self-pity, and it made me focus on my future. Again, I approached TASO, an organization that supports people living with HIV, to help me for my school fees, since Mount May was already offering free ARVs to me. Luckily enough, TASO agreed to pay my school fees from senior 3 to senior 6. While at TASO, I got involved in many sexuality workshops, and one particular one was when I was chosen to be part of the team, developed a sexual reproductive health and rights curriculum for the young positives. In that specific workshop, I got a chance to meet people from the World Population Foundation who are now paying my university tuition. In one of the TASO workshops, we were grouped, and each group had to get a member to present their work to the rest. It so happened that I was chosen to be that person for my group. When I presented, I realized that people liked my presentation. And from there, I realized that I had a talent in presenting. Phile Bongoita is my role model. He was the first Ugandan to disclose his status publicly. When I discovered that I had a talent of presenting, I realized that I too can be like my role model and talk about my status freely with other people. I've so far managed to do this in the different workshops I've had, like the one I had with teachers in Uganda, where I was talking to them about how the young positives should be treated in school. Very beautiful. So the teacher saw her. You, come here. I said, yes, madam. Why have you put that on your face? You want to kill our boys? She said. And then another one in Kenya, where I was also talking about how we developed the curriculum for sexual reproductive health and rights of young positives. And the one in Netherlands, where I gave a keynote address about my life as a young positive.
My auntie had to look for money for the drugs, money for my school fees, money to take care of herself, and money to look after my
Some
grandma.
of my future dreams are, I would like to set up an orphanage for young people born with HIV, and then be a role model for the young positives. I would like the community to know that young people born and living with HIV are normal people. They have a right to love and be loved. They need care instead of pity, support instead of sympathy, and should be free from stigma and discrimination. My message to all the young positives out there is, no matter who they are, they can be important people in this world. They should also have self-awareness and know that they cannot change. Just believe in what they are. They should also fight for their future dreams and show the world that they are important people, and should also live normal lives as anybody else.
Young people need information on safe sex.